how to create consistent results in business. You see, business requires results. Results is what you are after. Results gives you cash. It gives you a lifestyle that you signed up for. It gives you satisfaction. It gives you purpose. But getting those results on a consistent basis is usually difficult unless you perhaps are keen for one thing: systems. Over the last couple of episodes, we have covered the definition of a system, the ability to repeatedly have tracked actions to create defined results. And we've been through the repeatability and we've been through the defined results. So that leaves us two more components of this definition to talk about. One is tracked and one is actions. I'm going to leave track till tomorrow, but let's cover action. You see, it is actions that lead to results. It is the things that get done that create those results. And that your ability and your team's ability to consistently create results requires largely the same actions to be taken. Perhaps there are some things that need to be done one-off, but many things in business are repeating. That these same actions must be taken over and over and over. And in order to do that successfully in a business, there is a requirement. Do you know what it is? It's to write these actions down. Now, don't freak out. These can be written down very basically at the beginning, just even the broadest definitions of what needs to be done. But nonetheless, there must be some attempt to document what these actions are. You see, if you do not document anything, then people have to problem solve every time to get the results. But problem solving results is not easy. Not everyone thrives on it. It's not a natural gift for many people. And so even if they do get the results that are required, it may take them a long time. It may take them a lot of errors, a lot of mistakes. You are paying for these mistakes. You are paying for this problem solving. And it's far better to have something written down, even if it gives you the wrong result. Why do I say that? Well, if you looked at the results and you're not happy with that result, then you could go back and look at the actions that were taken and adjust them, change them, make them different. This is extraordinarily difficult if you do not write them down. People will have a hard time remembering what they did. But if they are written down the first time that a system is executed, then you at least have a fighting chance. If you have systems that are already underway and they're just not documented, then this is an opportunity to document what is going on. Now, there's an art form here, which you should be quite excited about. You see, you could have the requirement for 40 or 50 or 60 steps, little tiny steps that have to be taken in a certain order or in a certain time frame. And all of these end up with the results that you want. That these actions are your processes. You see, one of the curious things about business is that there's a lot of difficulty about what is a process and what is a system. Now, I've given you the definition of a system, but what I want you to realize is that processes are part of the system. They are the documented action lists. And where you split those is the art form. You see, if you have 50 actions that have to be taken, then you could just have a single document with all 50 of those actions. But this will be hard for your teams. This will make it hard for them to know where they're up to. It'll be hard for them to track it. It'll be hard for them to keep momentum, to have a sense of progress. 50 steps in a row, it could be done that way. But if you choose to logically break up that 50 into perhaps 5 sets of 10 instructions, or perhaps there's an 8 and then a 12 and then a 3 and then a 10. And the overall number of steps is 50, but you break them up into manageable processes. And each process is made up a smaller subset of the actions that go together to make up the total number of actions for the system. And this way, you can see that processes are a fundamental requirement for systems. And all they are is the documentation of the actions. Now, could you have 50 processes, 1 action per process? You could. But unlike the single list of 50, this will be unwieldy because of all of the tracking that must go on. And so breaking up your lists of actions is something that should be taken seriously. It should be looked at and say, hey, does this work for the people that are executing the systems? You want to make it easy for your people. If you make it too difficult, if you make it too awkward, if you make it silly with either long lists of actions or too many trackable actions, then they won't do it. And they'll go back to their old ways of just trying to problem solve and work it out for themselves. But this actions list, these processes, are critical to every system. You get this right, and now you can begin to work some magic. You can look at defined results that come from these actions and you can improve them. You can see where perhaps there's a better way to do things, that by moving some actions around, they get more efficiently done. You can split entire processes up and get some team members working on one process while others work on another. Some processes will be able to be executed simultaneously, some will not. And you must know how to do this. But all of these actions are leading to the results. And so now you can begin to get this framework in your mind for this definition of a system, a repeatable, tracked action set, or also known as processes that lead to defined results. You put all of that together, those containers of those actions that lead to the defined results, and that is your system. Your ability to copy that entire thing so that it can be used over and over gives you the ability to execute in your business systematically. That's all I got for you. So if you want some help with that, head over to systemio.dev. That's systemio.dev. Go check out the resources that we've got there for you. Look forward to seeing you on the next video as we continue this journey into the power of systems to create results. See you then.